scenario, but we always like to be prepared. We're organizers in that way. And so I believe that is all the housekeeping rules we have. I think the rest of it is for us to get energized and let's party and let's talk about rent stabilization and let's make sure we get this thing passed. Hold on.
Thank you. So I kind of sort of messed this flow up, y'all. I'll kind of explain to you all already who Homes to Stay is. But just so you guys know, let me reiterate it again. Renters, organizations, unions, landlords, community leaders, faith leaders, young people, and we still want to grow. We still want to grow this Homes to Stay campaign, this Homes to Stay coalition. Okay, y'all?
All right.
All right. Y'all want to do another chant? Yes, y'all do. Come on. Stabilize. I did not get nobody, I swear. Stabilize. No. Stabilize. Hey. So I'm going to pass this mic back to Brian.
All right. So it looked like we're doing, I don't know if to look at my people out there or turn around and look at you all. So if it looks like I'm a little confused, that's okay. Go roll with the punches. Now the mic is going out. So here's the thing, you all. Right now, we're actually having a vote from the city council next week, right? And that actually is to further the agenda of us actually getting the language to be on the ballot as an amendment. Why? Not so we can actually deliver rent stabilization the very next day, but it actually opens up the opportunity for us to organize around rent stabilization. So we have to do the first thing, and that's what? Change the charter language. So let's do this, you all. I'm going to say change, and you all going to say the language. Change the language. Change the language. Change the language. We have to change the language. And in order for us to do that, August 22nd, we will be, I don't know what park we're going to be at, maybe it'll be here, but we're going to actually galvanize our community. Every last one of us is going to bring 10 people with us. That's right, I said 10. We want to make sure you can't see no grass in this park because there's going to be so many people out here. Why do we want to do that? Because we can't do it by ourselves. We just can't. As important as this is, and you know what? We don't deserve to just do it by ourselves. The residents of Minneapolis deserve to be invited. They deserve the respect and the dignity to stand with us, and we don't get this thing done. Why? Because we deserve to stay at home. Let's say it. We deserve to stay at home. We deserve to stay at home. All right, so we're going to get it done. I'm going to pass this back to Sister Chloe. We're going to get it rocking.
All right, y'all. I like that energy. I like that flow. I want to hear that some more before I go into my next reasoning on why we need rent stabilization. We deserve to stay at home. Right? Let's say it again. We deserve to stay at home.
We deserve to stay at home.
Louder.
We deserve to stay at home. We deserve to stay at home.
So the reason why we deserve to stay at home is because we do not want anyone to be displaced. Housing is supposed to be a human right. In my world, in my little pony world, housing is a human right. Housing should be free for all people, but we're not there yet, but we'll get there someday, someplace, right? And there needs to be safe, dignified housing. Landlords should not be able to sit here and go up on these rents, increase the rents, and not increase the stability, not increase the living conditions. Make sure that people don't have broken toilets, people not sitting there with big old holes in their walls and their ceilings with rain falling down on their little babies. They shouldn't be in there with infestations and stuff like that. That's not cool. But you want me to pay $1,500 for these squirrels coming into my house? We're not going to have that.
That's right.
So what we're not going to do? So we're not going to have that, right?
We're not going to have that.
We're not going to have that because we're going to make sure we stabilize these rents. Okay?
That's right.
So now I'm going to pass this back to Brian. Okay? I am.
All right, we flowing with it, you all. Galvanizing the community, organizing, and, it never goes by plan verbatim, so we are going to improvise. I'll tell you this, we need to go talk to our people for a reason, so if you all are watching us, we will be in contact with you. The reason why is that early voting starts in 6 weeks. people get a chance to vote early. So what does that mean to us? That means we got to let everybody in Minneapolis know that they can actually go vote early. And I believe, and you all correct me, I believe it's the 17th of September. So we're going to make a thing out of that. That's going to be our holiday, to make sure that people actually go vote early. And if they can't vote on the 17th, we're going to drag them to November. So let's do this. Vote early. Vote early. Vote early. Vote early. Vote early. Because we all understand that independent political power for a multiracial movement is what Minneapolis needs. Ultimately, it's what our country needs, and it's going to start here. We're going to be the model, and we're going to set the tone for the rest of the country. So let me stop right there. Let me jump off my soapbox, because we got some very important people, residents of Minneapolis, who need to be heard, and we're going to allow them to do so from all these powerful organizations. Passing it back to you, Cole.
All right, let's give it up for our speakers, y'all. You know, they're coming out here today. Some of them may be a little bit nervous, but that's all right. As long as they understand and know that we are all here to support them. So our first speaker is going to be Miss Laura. I'm going to pass it to you.
Hey everybody, my name is Laura Carpenter. I'm a food service worker in Minneapolis Public Schools. I'm also a proud member of SEIU Local 284. I am also a very proud renter in Minneapolis. Since moving to Minneapolis a few years back, I've lived in two places where I ended up literally fighting safe, affordable housing, frankly, to find the place that I've lived in for the last 3.5 years, which has been a really a big relief to have stability. But even with things being better now, the rent has steadily increased over time. And so far, I've been able to hang on. Rent stabilization will help families like mine to get some breathing room and will give us some security. If we don't take bold action now, the rent will just keep skyrocketing. And it will become really unaffordable for so many people, displacing families and uprooting members of our community. If we don't, I'm out here with my kids because this is really important. I come out here, like, I'm a single parent, I come out here to talk because it's really scary that landlords can just do whatever they want. And we know that you never can feel safe and secure until your housing is stable. I am so excited to vote yes, so that we can make Minneapolis a place where all of us, no matter our race, our wealth, our zip code, can afford a safe place to live, and we can continue to build our communities. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Laura. Hi everyone, my name is B. I use they and them pronouns. I am a proud member of the Housing Equity Now St. Paul Coalition. Over the last couple of months, since March, we have been collecting over 9,000 signatures so that we can get rent stabilization on the St. Paul ballot this November, and we succeeded. Not only is this exciting, yes, exactly, Minneapolis is next. Not only is this exciting, it shows that renter power is very much strong, not only in St. Paul, but in the Twin Cities. This is not the first time that we have seen some of these successes happen here in the Twin Cities. We've seen inquilinos, who are a major powerhouse in the organizing community here, do a lot of great work. So it's evident that we as renters can really, really get stuff done when we mobilize. We showed it in St. Paul. We're going to continue to show it in Minneapolis. The Housing Equity Now St. Paul Coalition is proud to support, to throw down, and to show up for everyone just like they showed up for us. It's going to be an exciting time, and I hope everyone can join and everyone can just see the community that we can build between the two cities. So thank you so much, and we're so going to win. No matter what happens, we're going to win.
That's right.
Hello, my name is Nadia. Minneapolis resident and a housing caseworker serving the South Metro. I'm here today because I'm exhausted by the struggles of the working folks I interact with daily, which have only been exacerbated by the past 16 months of trauma, and simultaneously full of hope and energized by the possibilities that the people here today and the movement around us can achieve. 4 years ago, I moved to Minneapolis from Seattle, the place I grew up in and could no longer afford to live. I now work daily with folks who can't afford to live in their homes and places they're rooted in yet another city with no limitations on rent increases and no assurance that without being a homeowner, they will be able to stay in their communities. As a Jew and a Billy Bragg fan, I know my freedom is merely privilege extended unless enjoyed by one at all, that my freedom from anti-Semitism is rooted in anti-racism, and that my house is only my home as long as my neighbors have the ability to stay where they are and be assured the same safety and stability I have the privilege to experience. The most joyful part of my job in the past year has been seeing the resources pour out for folks facing housing instability. But as the eviction moratorium comes to an end, I know other resources will dry up soon too. This pandemic has shown us so much of what is possible if for one moment we center the lives of working people, while also showing us how little the lives of those same people matter compared to the power of corporate greed. But Minneapolis has already shown the world that our people power can't be stopped. And I'm so grateful to stand in coalition with so many folks I admire who have already proved how powerful we are.
Hola, muy buenas tardes a todos.
Good afternoon to everybody.
Mi nombre es Denise Herrera Bello, soy de organización Cielos y Límites.
My name is Denise Herrera Bello. I'm with the organization Sky Without Limits.
Bueno, mi experiencia como rentero o como inquilino durante estos 28 años en el estado de Minnesota.
My experience as a renter, thinking about the last 28 years in the state of Minnesota,
he vivido experiencias muy duras y muy fuertes dentro de mi comunidad, ya que durante esos años que yo he vivido he pasado diferentes cambios, diferentes procesos de edificios y estarme mudando año con año.
I have lived so many different experiences inside my community, and every single year the process is changing, and I've gone through so much year after year.
Y no es justo que a veces como inquilinos que somos de bajos recursos, que hayan dueños, propietarios, que son personas que no tienen corazón en aumentar, incrementar la renta, de buscar a las personas de bajos recursos.
You know, and what I see this as is just we're getting abused. It's people who don't have a lot of resources, and we have landlords here that are increasing the rents, and it's just not just. It's not just to have rents increase against people who don't have any more resources to give away.
Y por esa razón aquí estamos luchando de pie para decirles a esas personas que ya basta de aumento, ya basta de incrementar la renta a las personas de bajos recursos que trabajamos duramente para pagar nuestra renta, para fortalecer nuestra familia, para el soporte de nuestra casa y nuestro hogar. No es justo que aumente o nos incremente la renta.
And we're here at the foot of the struggle. We're here every single day to say it is not right. Enough is enough that they increase rents. They will stop increasing the rents for people who are working hard for their families, who are working hard every single day, and we need to say and put an end to this.
Yes.
También es muy importante que hoy me da gusto ver a todas las comunidades y organizaciones unidas, de que estamos aquí unidos, luchando por nuestros derechos, como los renteros, como personajes que estamos aquí en el estado de Minnesota luchando, porque vamos a ser nosotros el ojo de todos la Unión Americana, de que sí se puede, cuando se une la gente y el pueblo jamás será vencido.
And today it's just so beautiful to see the diversity of organizations that are here together here in Minnesota. It's so beautiful to see us fighting together, being with one another, because right now we are going to set an example. We're going to set an example for the real American dream, which is together we can.
También les quiero mandar un mensaje a las personas que se unen a nosotros, que si uniendo sí podemos luchar para una mejor comunidad, para nuestros hijos, para nuestra familia, para nuestros ancianos que ya a veces no pueden pagar también su renta. Es momento de unirnos, de ser una sola cara, una sola persona, un solo idioma, de que sí podemos que estemos unidos, no importa el color, raza, pero aquí estamos luchando por nuestros derechos.
And we are here today. We are here today to say that we are one. That we are coming together to be one. There are a lot of people who can't come out and fight. If you're older, if you have different abilities, if things are going on, you cannot come out and fight. And so we are saying it doesn't matter your race. That we're coming together and we're going to unite and we're going to be one and we're going to win this.
Quiero decirles a todos que estoy muy orgullosa de representar a mi comunidad y a nuestra gente aquí en el estado de Minnesota, y que sí se puede, y que unidos jamás seremos vencidos. Adelante, que sí se puede. Me da gusto estar aquí con ustedes, luchando de pie a donde pueda y hasta donde lleguemos. Sí se puede.
We can do it. We can win. I know we can all come together. And it's just such a deep
in the midst of all of this. So we're organizing around at the bus stop, or I was waiting at the bus stop, and I got to talking with a man who turns out is also, I'm from the north side, he's from the north side, the neighbor of mine, and that got us talking about rent and being a renter and what we face. And he told me, well, you know, my landlord's not that bad. You know, he cheats out on stuff, he doesn't fix stuff. And that's kind of what I said about my last landlord, like, he's not that bad. But, you know, compared to my neighbors, I hear these stories about the, you know, crazy rent hikes over and over and over and over that no one can keep up with, and the holes in the ceiling and the water dripping. And mine, he doesn't fix things, but But then the more we were swapping stories, I remembered that my landlord's habit of not fixing things and cheaping out eventually culminated in him refusing to fix my furnace. And that's not a big deal, right? And luckily, the tradespeople that he kept bringing in to work on it finally said, we're not doing this anymore. You're going to flood this house with gas. You're going to kill this family. And we're not going to. But part of the reason I'm here is because these people had morals and principles. My landlord didn't. So we've normalized these things to the point where I could sit and chat with a man who had similar experiences to me, and we're just like, well, it's not that bad. But no, it is that bad. And I've gotten off track. That's why I have notes that I'm not looking at. Oh, good. But these are all things that we all have stories. Everyone in this crowd probably has a rental story. Everyone in this crowd probably has a rental story, right? And you know people, your neighbors, your family. So that's why we're here, right? We get to decide. This is a majority renter city. There shouldn't be decisions made by just the few, just the powerful. So the people here and the people that we bring out should get to decide for ourselves. And that's why we've got the actions of people in this crowd led to having more and more support on the city council. Currently, it's 11 out of 13, which is great. And next week they're going to vote. We're going to get this on the ballot, and we're going to vote for it because we deserve to decide for ourselves what we want to organize around.
That's right.
So just like the rest of you, young adult folks around here, we're organizing, we're building power in young folks. We're not content to sit and just inherit whatever mess comes our way. Like, we're building the Minneapolis that we want to live in.
That's right. That's right.
You know, we really do believe, and I'm guessing everyone here believes, that we all deserve, regardless of race or class or income or zip code or age or any of it, we deserve a safe place to call home. We deserve dignity and stability and comfort and all of those things.
You got that right.
And we all deserve to be home to stay.
You got that right.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yusuf. I am one of the leaders with the Muslim Coalition.
Muslim Coalition. Woo!
I think you guys can do a better job. Let me hear that again. Thank you. So for any society to grow and thrive, everyone needs stable housing, no matter what their race, ethnicity, their income is. They need a stable home to live and to raise their children and to grow. Recently, myself as an educator, I've noticed oftentimes we have students leaving in the middle of the quarter or middle of the year because of rent instabilization. As recently, as last year, I called a parent. I said, okay, the child. They said, teacher, they said, Ma'ali, we moved. I said, what happened? They said, we had to move because we were priced out of our neighborhood. We love the school, we love the community, we love the area, but we could not afford it anymore. The landlord raised the rent on us. And so this is the problem that a lot of community members are facing because of the corporate greed and the greed of the landlords, that they put profits before people, and that they sacrifice people's stability and well-being for to line their own pockets. And so we must end this cycle of musical chairs with people's homes and give people stability and the foundation that they need in order to raise and rear the next generation of leaders.
Right.
So we need rental stabilization in Minneapolis, and we all need to come together and work towards that. There's an old saying in Somali, one finger doesn't wash the forehead. So come join us and be the other fingers that will wash us the forehead. Let's work together for a better Minnesota. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dana Salinas Morales. I'm here with Unidos and
All right.
I currently live in local 23, but I used to live in city limits in Minneapolis. My asthma was really bad living there, so I had to undergo like multiple hospitalizations and multiple just being doctor visits. It was to a point where my doctor had to write multiple documents to see if maybe my landlord could do something to figure out where my flares were coming from. It wasn't until at the end of us moving that the cleaning crew came and took out a wall. And there on that wall, there was all like full of like mold, maybe black mold, some type of mold that caused me not to breathe properly. And God knows how long we were living in that condition. And this is not just one instance that it's happened. This is currently happening all over Minneapolis that we don't know about. Landlords continue to exploit and raise rent on immigrant families. It's unjust that we have to continue to live in these conditions as rent continues to increase. We have failed to mention that these increases also have to do to gentrification. It matters not only because it affects me, but it affects all of us. This is why I asked to push for the stabilization of rent and better living conditions in Minneapolis. We cannot continue to live like this, and we won't. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Give it up one more time for our speakers, y'all. Come on. I need to hear it. Give it up. Let's say y'all finish. That's right. One more time. Loud. That stories, that voices need to be heard. All right. Thanks, y'all. Y'all was a great crowd. Hey. All right. So, you've heard from a lot of different people. You've heard from many powerful speakers. We've heard from the youth today. We cannot allow rent stabilization to not happen, y'all. We really can't. So when I say stop, y'all gonna say jacking up the prices. Because that's what the hell these landlords are doing us. They're jacking up these damn prices on this rent. So I'm gonna say stop. What y'all gonna say?
Jacking up the prices.
Stop.
Jacking up the prices.
Stop.
Jacking up the prices.
Stop.
Jacking up the prices.
All right. So we're going to close this rally really quick because of the air quality, sort of. But no, we want you all to go and break out. We're going to break out into organizational groups. So I have Brian with BBC.
BBCC will be over there.
So those people head to Brian. You're going to go with your organization. Just so we're clear, okay? Go with the organization that you're with. BBC is going that way. Muslim Coalition, where